Hey, welcome back to another Refurbished Revivals. We've got a very special one today. So here she is. This one, more special than Grandpa was. This one has got some history to it, okay? So the company that made this was DIXIE. It was DIXIE Furniture Company. They were founded in 1901. This isn't from 1901, I'll tell you that right now. But the company was founded in 1901 and was bought out in 1987 by another company, and they changed the whole game or whatever, right? So this dresser, judging by the number on the back here and everything that I see, this thing's from roughly late 50s to early 60s is when this thing was made. The style of this is a French provincial, got it, all right? And it's basically what it is the curves and everything about it. So the drawers are all curved. So that's what you see from the top, okay? So you got that, you got all brass hardware. This is all solid brass right here. The tops of these are walnut. The sides are something, I don't know, maybe oak. I don't know, we're not sanding those all the way down. These things are solid wood. The Dixies, if you do them right, they go for a lot of money. There's one on eBay right now, as I'm making this video, there's one on eBay that's the exact same dresser. I wouldn't have done it that way, but they got it listed right now, and there's bids at $1,000 for a dresser. So we are actually gonna do something cool with this one. My wife saw a color scheme that she really liked, and we're actually doing this one for her. This was one of our dressers that was in the house, and we've had this thing for probably 8, 9, 10 years. It's just been, it started as an entertainment center, then it turned into, this was the dresser that we used as the changing table when my son was born. We had the changing pad here, we had the diaper station here, but like the warm wipes and all that. And then we had clothes and we had diapers, we had the whole nine. So this thing's been with us for a while. She wants to get another puppy. We already have 5. She wants another one. So I'm doing this one for her so she can have the money to buy the puppy. So tell you what we're gonna do, because we've already got our mind made up on color scheme, style, what we're gonna do. The top, the whole top is going down bare wood. We're gonna get that all sanded down, get all the paint and the finish off of it that's on there under the paint. And the good thing is we were the ones that painted this, and she used crap paint, so it should be pretty easy to come up. I actually did a little piece over here to see how bad it was gonna be, and it came up real fast with just a sheet of 80. So we have 1 layer of paint, 0 primer, and then the original finish from the factory, which is just a lacquer of some sort. So that's really thin, get right through it, straight back down to the wood. So we're gonna stain this American walnut, I think it is what I have back there. I need to double check, but it's a darker finish, so we're gonna stain it that. The body of the dresser, we're gonna paint graphite. Now it's a dark gray. You got some room before it hits black, but it's a darker gray. So I think the dark gray mixed with the darker wood color of this is gonna look really good, really eerie. We're gonna save these. We are gonna reuse these poles here. I'm gonna soda blast them. I'm gonna get them cleaned up, and we're gonna paint those a bronze brass color. I know that's 2 different. We're gonna buy some paint, and we're gonna figure out which one looks good with the graphite. But that's what she wants to do. That's what we're gonna do. Here locally, we're not gonna get $1,000 for it. We're not gonna get, you know, 800 bucks for it, but we'll get enough that she can have the money to go get the puppy. One of the options that we were thinking of was, once it's said and done, list it on eBay, find a consignor somewhere in the East Coast, because the company was from North Carolina, Lexington, North Carolina. The most money that they're fetching is from the Carolinas. So we were looking to see if maybe we can find a consignment, send it to them, let them sell it, send us a chunk of money back. But with the freight, because you have to put this on a pallet, strap it down, insure it, get it all the way out there, we're not going to get enough money. We might as well just sell it here, you know? So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to get started. The body is going to be a scuff and shoot. The top is going to be a stain. So we have to take it all the way down to bare wood, and that's where we're going to start. So we're going to hit it with our 80. So here I got sheets of 80 and 120. So I'm going to leave those here on the side, because inevitably we're going to have some spots where I'm just going to have to hit it real quick with the 80 to get it down. Once we are down to the 80, we're going to go ahead and sand it to, we'll do 120, yeah, we'll do 120 next after that. Hit the rest of the body and the drawers with 120 at the same time. Get those nice and scuffed up, get them ready to shoot. We're going to wrap the top, paint the body, paint the drawers, paint the hardware, come back at the very end, and we're gonna stain the top of this thing and seal it. So I'm giving myself 4 days, maybe 5, to get this whole project complete. The only thing that I might run into that's gonna be an issue is this guy here. I don't have tracks right here for these two. These two guys right here don't have tracks. Everybody else has tracks, and they're just your standard square, nothing special to them whatsoever. So I can make these, that's not a big deal. So I'm gonna have to make some of these for these guys here, but other than that, this should be relatively quick. So I'm gonna pull the drawers, we're gonna get started on this top. So as you can see, we got the top about 98% done. We still have these little ridges here that we need to do, but I'm going to do those with the soda blaster on the low setting. We're going to get that taken off. Then we're going to chase it with our little flexible sander here with the 120 all along that ridge, top and bottom. We got the bottom partially sanded down here as well. I want the slab, the top slab, to be completely paint free. Right now we're down to an 80. That's about as good as we're going to get for tonight, because now I'm working on the sides. I've already got this side down to 120. This side is nice and smooth, so that side's ready. This side is about to get started over here, and then we got to start the fronts up here. And this is where it's going to get a little tricky, because these are all curved, right? So I can hit them with the sander. I just don't want it to make any indentions or divots around these edges or anything like that. Especially when it gets here to the crosses. You might have an issue there. We're going to have to play it by ear. So what we're going to do when we soda blast this, we're also going to soda blast the feet and this little piece in the front, this little ornate piece in the front there. We're going to soda blast all that real quick, get all the paint, stain, all that stuff, get everything off of it all at once. Make a mess once and we're done, you know. I may have to break it back out again when it's time to do the drawers, because they got that little lip on them around the edge of the drawer. Haven't made up my mind on that yet, 100% yet. I might be able just to knock it down with the 120, get it smooth enough that we can paint it and it looks okay. So we're not staining it, so it doesn't have to go all the way down, and that's what the soda blast would do. Now here, that's just too much to try to sand, because I can tell you just by the way the paint is on the sides here, that's caked. So that's going to take me forever to do it by hand. I'd rather just soda blast it, get it down, and then we can just touch it up with 120, 150, 180, somewhere around there to get everything kind of smoothed up a little bit. But yeah, we're going to keep making progress with this 120 on the sander here. The sides don't take very long. There's not much to them. They're pretty flat. Now the fronts here, the front legs, these are rounded, so I'm gonna have to get a piece of sandpaper and kind of just work it around like so, all the way down till we get to the feet, stop, and then we're good. Keep rocking and rolling. Top's almost done. Okay, we're not gonna risk it with the 120 on the sander. I already got some 150 right here. We're just gonna smooth this out. That's all we're doing. We're not trying to take the paint off per se. We're just trying to get everything smoothed out so it's nice and ready for paint. So it's funny, this is the second time we've done this. The first time, we didn't do it this way. We used stripper. We used like the citrus strip or whatever, the orange smelling stuff. That stuff works to an extent. It just makes a real big mess. So when she painted it the first time, it was, I think she just used regular house paint. I don't think we got a cabinet paint or anything like that. It was just a latex something or other from Home Depot. So when you're doing this, if you're doing an already painted surface, there's going to be a sheen to it. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to get the sheen off of it. So the new primer will stick. Now this little groove here, we're not going to worry about that because it's not an area that something's going to just bump into and chip the paint. I'm not too worried about it. The primer will stick. The paint will stick to the primer. Everything will be fine. Okay, that one's good too. So the other funny thing about this is the second time we're doing this. Well, the first time she did it, she wanted me to help. She begged me for ever and ever and ever and ever to do this to this one. And then she had another one. She wanted me to refinish that one, refinish this one. I didn't want to do it. Before we moved to this house with this shop, we were just in your regular 3-2 in a suburban neighborhood, only had a garage. I'll show you a tour of the shop one day. You may be able to piece it together from when I'm whipping the camera around while I'm holding it in hand. I got a lot of automotive tools in here too. That's my other channel that's car related. So I do a lot of car stuff, and that's what I did at the old house. So I didn't have any room in the garage whatsoever to be doing this. So I'm thankful that we're here now and I have the shop, because now I have ample room to do both. I just gotta move everything out of the way. Y'all can't see it, but back here I got a whole stack of stuff that's still yet to come. So we're gonna finish doing this real quick with the 150. Hey Jeremy, let's do another French Provincial. No. Last night we went ahead and took care of taping off the top here, so the top is completely bare. We've got this whole inner ridge part already sanded down. I didn't show that part because it's what's there to show. I took a sander and just ran inside the grooves all the way here, got it all done, it's good to go. Also sanded up underneath. Now, the tape stops right here on the edge. We're not gonna stain underneath here, we're just gonna hit that with the graphite paint that we're gonna use on this. It'll look fine, it's low enough to the earth, nobody's gonna see it. So we got this ready to go. We also took care of this little ornate piece here with the soda blaster. It looks a little rough. I went over it again with 120. Everything should come out smooth on there. The legs were too much to deal with. I did what I could with sandpaper and we're calling it good. So it's already been wiped down. It's been sitting under the fan for about 20 minutes, getting dried out. We're about to shoot the primer. I got a hockey game in 2 hours I gotta get to, so we're gonna try to get 2 or 3 coats in that amount of time. So the fans will be running. Humidity is awful. It's gonna work out in our favor, I hope. So y'all didn't get to hear it because I play music over the painting process, but you can see here, see that? It's super thick and bubbled up right there. We got a couple more spaces that are around here that the gun wasn't blowing right. So it was making a weird noise. It was like with a little bit of a whistle to it. So what I think that meant is the paint or the primer was too thick. I needed to add some water. It was having trouble cycling through the gun. So when I cleaned it and I ran water through it, it blew fine. So I think that's what I need to do. The paint was a little thick. I'd already thinned that one out because I used it not, for the last one that you just saw. So, I mean, maybe I just need to add some more water. I don't know, it looked fine to me, but once I put actual thin water in it, it was fine. It ran good. It's soaking right now. This is primed. We are gonna have to do some light sanding. We're gonna hit it with like a 320 when everything's said and done, nice and dry. I got a hockey game to get to. And then tonight I won't work on it. Tomorrow we're gonna prime it with the drawers after we sand everything. We're gonna sand all that down, thin the primer out, and then put the drawers in, prime those. I'm gonna pick up the paint tomorrow. I've already started working on the hardware. Let me show you that. This isn't the actual hardware piece. This is just, I'm trying out this color here, gold, gloss gold. I think that color is gonna look pretty good with a dark graphite behind it, but I don't know yet. I'm gonna go pick up a different kind of spray paint tomorrow. We're gonna test another piece, see how that looks compared to this one with the graphite, the whole thing, trying to make money. So that's where we're at. We're gonna prime you tomorrow with your drawers that are all sitting right over here that have already, those have not been sanded, but these have. So I gotta sand those too. Shh. Okay, so I just spent the last 30 minutes sanding down the last 4 drawers that I had left to do. I did the rest of them last night. We're getting ready to prime this thing. I'm gonna get 2, maybe 3 coats on these drawers, and then we're gonna call it a night. I got started way too late, had too many errands to do, got out of work late, that kind of deal. It's gonna make tomorrow interesting. Tomorrow, for paint, we have a lot of humidity. We've got a storm coming in, so we're gonna run the fans like crazy and hope that we can get that paint laid down. I also did pick up another gold can of spray paint for the handles that we're gonna be using. Didn't like it. It's super shiny. That's not what we're going for here, so I think I'm gonna go with the original one. It's a little duller. And it's more of a brass color than gold anyway. So that's what we're gonna go with, but just to be sure, we're gonna paint this first, and then I'm gonna hold up the 2 to it. I'm gonna let my wife make the decision. This is hers. She's selling it, whatever she says goes. So, got the guns ready to go. It's all dripped out. Let's get these drawers primed. Okay, so I only had 2 coats worth of primer in the gun for the drawers. So these are the 2 colors. So this one is the bare metallic gold. Looks more like a brass than anything. That's that one. This one, see how shiny it is? See how shiny the cardboard is? That one is Ace metallic gold spray paint. That one came from Ace. It's about $8 for the can. So if this is the kind of finish you're looking for, this isn't any sanding or primer or anything. This is literally just a piece of crap I found on the ground. That's what it looked like before. That's what it looks like now. I mean, that is a solid gold colored paint right there. And the shine is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. You can see reflections in there. That's spray paint. So anyway, this is the color I think we're gonna end up going with here. That's the one she wants to go with, the bare metallic gold. That does have sort of a little flake to it. See if I can get this, there you go. See, It's got a little bit of gold flake to it, but it's just overall a different color compared to this guy. I mean, look at the shine off of that. And I'm sure if you sprayed a high gloss clear over top of it, the thing would look like a piece of like actual gold hardware. So that's what we're gonna go with, I think. I don't know. Painting tomorrow. It's paint day. So on the video, it says, tomorrow we're gonna paint. It's been like 4 days. It's been sitting here, just collecting spiders, dust, and all that. We've had a lot of rain. This is the only sunny day we're gonna have this week. It's gonna be all black skies from here on out. So we got one shot to get this paint done. Do not miss your chance to go. Opportunity knocks, or however. So we're gonna go ahead and get the paint going. I've already got it dripping in the gun. We've already got everything wiped down. I didn't need to sand this one. This one's actually relatively smooth. There's no texture over top of it. So I guess with that primer being thicker than normal, it kind of filled in everywhere that it was supposed to fill in. So let's spray. Now that we have the dresser painted, we're drawing our attention here to the hardware. So we are going to use the Ace Metallic Mirrored Gold. It's the shiny color. It's going to effectively turn everything here shiny, dark gold color. We're going to spray a few coats tonight on these to get them evenly coated. We're going to do a couple light coats and then a heavy coat where we just kind of dust it and then we keep going and all that. So we're going to do about 10-15 minutes in between coats, and then that last final coat we're going to let it sit overnight with the fan running on it. So tomorrow I can flip them over and we can paint the backside and we should be good with that. In the meantime, I got some dishes to do, but after dishes are done, I got to roll the edges on the drawers, and then the drawers are done. Dresser's effectively done except for staining the top, which we can get to if we have time tonight, which I don't think we will, but we can see. So here we go. Here's our first coat. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit about 10-15 minutes, come back, do another one just like that. Okay, now it's time for the third final heavy coat. So that's what we're doing. I'm gonna hit it from this direction, and then I'm gonna go to the back. I'm gonna do it that way too, so we make sure we get all even coverage all over. Okay, now we're gonna turn the fan on. We're gonna let these sit, or let them set up and dry. But you can already see, I know it's hard to see in the camera, but in person, these are really bright, really pretty, really pretty. Okay, tops and sides are rolled. Top is obviously stained. I forgot to pull out the camera for this part. I was just in a hurry trying to get it done. We got a big thunderstorm coming. So I tried to get this to start soaking into the wood the way it's going to before the humidity. I mean, it's already like 100%, but we're gonna have a lot of moisture in the air here in about 5-10 minutes. So I just wanted to get all this taken care of, get everything knocked out smooth, and we are good to go. The only thing we got left now is we gotta wait for these tops and sides on the drawers to dry, and then we're doing hardware. And then she's ready for the auction block, and by the auction block I mean the marketplace. So when it's time for the hardware, we'll come back, we'll put all that on, we'll do a final walk around once I take all the tape off of the sides and the backs and everything, and then staging photos. We're there, man. It's only taken 2 weeks. Dry to the touch, it's not tacky or anything like that. It says in between coats, you want to sand it with 220 or finer. It'll give it that glass-like finish. Well, this isn't a gloss, this is set. So I think it's looking pretty good, and it's got a good smooth texture to it. There's no raised bumps or anything like that. Still gonna hit it with the 320. I'm just gonna do a light overall sanding at 320. We're gonna wipe it down, we're gonna dry it off, then we're gonna hit it again. And then that's gonna do it for this, I guess, clear coat round. You know, I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna clean the gun out. When I come home tonight from the game, I'm gonna come out here and look and see what it looks like. It should be pretty well good. So let's get the 320 on it real quick. We just got done vacuuming out these drawers here. Everything, got all the spider babies out of it, got everything, all the live spiders out of it for being in the shop for so long. Like right here, there's a cobweb right there, a spider web, whatever. So the whole thing is finally done. We got the hardware, check. We got the top stained, check. We got it painted, check. And it's clean, check. So we are finished. This thing is donezo bananas, and I finally get it out of the shop. So for me and my family, again, like, comment, subscribe, bell thing, all that. Thank you for watching another Refurbished Revivals.